Hey YouTube and everybody else, and hello Steve. This is sort of I would have to say, reaction type video to Steve Likes to Curse's new video called To Maryland's to Marylanders Who Oppose Recognizing Same-Sex Marriage. In Maryland in November, one of the many things that they get to vote on is marriage equality. And for those of you that have been following my channel, you should know I'm gay and I support marriage equality, and yay, and that the videos that I usually make on marriage equality get very angry because I'm usually responding to some religious zealot or some bigoted fuck or something like that. But no, Steve is actually a cool dude, and if you're not subscribed to him, I would like to ask why. The dude is awesome. His video will be linked down below. I ask you to check out his channel. I love his 5 Stupid Things series. I disagree with a few of them, but I like it. He also has a series where he does a critical analysis of the books, The Case for Christ. That was Lee Strode's book. I think he's doing Reasonable Faith right now. I think he is. Or he finished it and he's doing another one. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. They're all pretty long, but they're really good. But in Steve's video, he talks about an act that was passed that got enough signatures to make it on the ballot. If you vote for the act, it will amend not their constitution, but their laws themselves down in Maryland, to recognize marriage between 2 consenting adults. Does not matter what their gender is. It does have a long list of marriages that are not recognized and that you can be fined for, which the 2 lists that are within this act, and I will leave a link for everybody to read this act. It's only 6 pages long. I disagree with a lot of what's on that list, but that's just me personally. I think that any 2 consenting adults of legal age should be allowed to marry regardless of their family status. Kind of like things on that list was a man cannot marry his father's wife, or his stepmom, or his stepchild. People that are not blood related to them, but just happen to be related to them through a marriage, they're not allowed to marry. And for me, that doesn't make any sense. But we got to do this shit one step at a time, don't we? Now, I live in the state of Pennsylvania. Here in the United States, Pennsylvania is called the Keystone State. Why? I do not know, because how laws and referendums usually happen is that it's the states around us that do them first, and then we do them. Case in point, New York, hopefully I'm doing this right from your point of view, New York banned smoking in bars and restaurants. Then either Jersey or Maryland did it. But they both did it, and then Pennsylvania did it. Don't know why. There's a couple other laws that follow that same trend, But right now, marriage equality is following that same trend. So, New York got marriage equality. New Jersey passed marriage equality in both their House and their Senate, and the majority of their citizens were for it. Fucking Chris Christie, their goddamn fucking governor, vetoed the fucking bill. Fuck you, Chris Christie. Now Maryland is going through the marriage equality issue. So that means sometime in later 2013 to 2014, Pennsylvania will deal with it. We've got our own shit to deal with, but we will be getting to it, hopefully, eventually, sometime soon. And I'm hoping that enough people in this state is for marriage equality that we can do it without too much of a fight. I mean, we have some really redneck individuals in our state. Like, I may live in Philadelphia, but I've also lived in Lancaster and been around the York area, and that strip in between, like, York, Lancaster, and Philadelphia, there's a lot of redneck areas. Same thing going up towards Harrisburg, and then in between Harrisburg and Pittsburgh, there's just some real right-wing individuals. But I would also like to thank Steve for his support for marriage equality, and other YouTubers as well, that other straight YouTubers that support marriage equality throughout our country and throughout the world. Thank you very much. I remember that last year Steve made a video where he was talking about marriage equality, and he was like, it's 2011, and he could not mentally wrap his brain around why this was such an issue still. From my own personal perspective, from following this, it's the religious right. It really is. That is the entire issue, is that there's highly religious individuals who listen to their pastors, who do not do one shred of research themselves into this topic, that honestly believe that gays are an abomination and are destructive to society. Kirk Cameron. But yeah, it's the religious right that is really making this a really hard fight. It's why America is so behind the fucking times. Right now, it's 32 states either have laws or have amended their constitution. The most recent one is North Carolina, which they have both a constitutional amendment and laws banning gay marriage or marriage equality. The amendment that just passed it in North Carolina, what they did was that they took a whole bunch of straight couples and threw them under the bus to make sure that marriage equality is not recognized, that gay married couples are not recognized in their state from other states or from other countries, which to me, I'm still trying to wrap my brain around how this is fucking legal. But hey, there are a few cases still trying to make their way to the Supreme Court here in the United States, covering DOMA, which is the Defense of Marriage Act, which Bill Clinton signed, but I've kind of rambled on for a while. Again, please check out Steve Likes to Curse's channel, link down below, and have a good one.